hiring people with
Yeah.
similar thought. I know, I think Clint still works with you,
He does.
and a few others that I recognize their faces.
Yeah.
And so you keep people, you retain people as well.
We
How do
do.
you find them?
Wow. I think they find us. And I think it goes back to what we just talked about. I think as you go out and you conduct business, you become, if you're a lifestyle rich company, you inherently draw the attention, right? I cannot begin to tell you how many people will stop me and be like, oh my gosh, I've saw press articles on Cornerstone, or I've saw video articles or whatever. Like, how do I work there? And I truly think that people that are searching to improve themselves, searching to step outside of the comfortable role, like most event companies, um, I think most event companies, or companies that we would classify as our true competitors, they don't have the drive that our staff does. And I really think that we internally police that, through our people. You bring up that we retain our people. We do. You're either a lifer at Cornerstone or you're there for 3 months. And so
No
as
in
as an
between.
intelligent person, what does that say? We police ourselves.
Hmm.
We hold each other to such a high standard that if you're not, it's so easy for me anymore. And I don't want this to come across as smug, but I'll have people that'll walk in all the time and they're like, oh, I want to do this. I want to be in the events world. And I can ask them a series of 3 or 4 questions that normally is what is your willingness to advance yourself? What's your ability to step outside your comfort zone? What is your worth ethic? What does it mean? Like, if they ever ask me, well, how long does an event, is that like an 8 to 5 thing? No, I already know that they're not ready for it because it's a mental game.
Hmm.
To me, it's and going back to your question, they find us because they want to be the very best of the very best. And I think that they want to hang their hat at a company like that. We just from the time that you walk into our lobby, it's a different company. It's it is business, but it's also, I think a lot of people find great joy in working there. It's an environment where, I thought I was creative until 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 I really started to work with the wonderful people that found their way to us.
Hmm.
And then I realized that there's so many talents out there that I have this little select talent that I can offer, and people that are around me can get behind it, but they have so many different talents, that they truly make it such a wonderful place to work and dream and come up with all this stuff, that we do. So I think ultimately people search us out, people find us. If they truly want to be the very best, then that's where they stay. And I don't really have any secret recipe, other than it's been trial and error. I'm proud to say a large portion of those that started the company with us are still there. We treat them very well. We try to offer them benefits that are not necessarily of the industry.
Hmm.
We always constantly, every year, we kind of add a new benefit to the company. We pay them fairly. We're very honest and forthcoming with our relationships with them. And I think we try to map out a growth plan for every single one of them so they know they're constantly contributing, and they realize that they can be there. Um, I'll kind of summarize this question. I always say that Cornerstone is kind of a little ecosystem, and if we choose to have it be sunny and 70, it'll always be that. There's no rainy days. The
Hmm.
rainy days are what we create because honestly, I have the funnest job in the whole world. Like, who else could be you know, paid wonderfully to do the fun things that I get to do and that my staff gets to do? So I think it's just having that sort of mentality and that thought that just have fun with it, you know, and don't ever lose that, you know, that, you know, I think so much of us, I think we get very schedule based, you know, our day-to-day business lives are very, very scheduled, and we don't really have the time to like step back and enjoy the journey or enjoy the moments within that journey. And so that's something I've always tried to do, is mix fun within the journey. You know, always, you know, it might be the most mundane thing that you're doing. It may not be the fun stuff like accounting. I have to do it, but it's not fun, you know, but finding joy in it and finding joy in it with everyone around you. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and I think maybe your talent, even though you're so humble, is you are that beacon that just attracts all these people to you. Because my first engagement with you was, Chad is like, you are the person everyone wants to be best friends and really hopes that you like them back. Like,
Oh.
I hope that you would be like, I would consider you as a friend and just hope for the same for you. Now, in terms of, let's go back to lifestyle rich. I really like that, because a lot of companies do focus more and more on culture because it's what retains top talent.
Yeah.
But unpacking that gets a little convoluted, because it's, well, what does that mean? Here at 97th Floor, we're a row environment, results-only work environment. Yeah. It's full autonomy. And let me tell you, for as many as it really works, for those working out there, there's a lot that it just does not work for. So lifestyle rich, what does that mean?
Well, for us, it's definitely not an 8 to 5 sort of environment.
It's 8 Monday all the way through to 5 the next Monday.
Yeah, right. And it's not in the office. Most of our people don't really come to the office in terms of working from their desks. They have offices and they have desks, but they're rarely there. Most of the time, the people that are kind of the 8 to 5 people are, as much as they can be in this world, are the creative folks, you know, and they're constantly feeding the people that are actually setting it up. And so we have a tendency, when I say culturally rich and lifestyle rich, what I mean by that is we're always on the road with one another. So, you know, imagine being with your colleagues here at the 97th floor, but never going home. You know, or being with them in this office for a whole month. And that's kind of what our environment is. And so how do you make it different and unique? At Cornerstone, we try to enjoy the journey. Like, I was in Las Vegas the other day. If you're a hockey fan, you know that Vegas is just tearing it up. They clinched their division last night. I took everybody to the hockey game. And we proceeded to, you know, as a family, like we truly view each other as family members. And that's why I think we police one another. You know, if you see somebody that's stepping outside the values or the lifestyle of the company, they police them. They almost eliminate them from the thing. But we've always focused on just being a very tight-knit family, doing things together. Going to entertainment stuff together, dinner together. Every time somebody has a birthday party, we're going, you know, like we're celebrating. Like everybody seems to be turning 40 this year. So I was at a 40th birthday party on Saturday, and I've got another one this Saturday. And like, so everybody's turning 40. And you know, and I guess that's really what it is. You know, that's the small things we do, and probably what you're wanting to hear. I mean, we always have food trucks, we have golf tournaments, like anything. And I think it's just because of my mentality. Like I have this saying that's on my desk, and it says, "Grow it fast and act the rest of your life like you're young." And that is my Korea for sure.
I see that.
You know, and I think that's what it is. You know, so for us, it's just always doing stuff that's fun and exciting and doing whatever the family wants to do.
Right.
You know?
There's a lot of nuance to that too, because we laugh about our COO, Wayne. He wrote this whole article about, he's like, I refuse to get a ping pong table.
Yeah.
Not because I don't love ping pong, but because of what it's so cliche.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
what people think. We have a ping pong table. We have a great culture.
We have a great record.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to that.
Table.
So I think when you have to kind of live right next to your colleague, you find out pretty quickly what conflict resolution is.
Exactly.
How to handle tension, but how to still like that person and still work and get along and do all these things. So I see you doing that. There's more infrastructure to that.
We do not have a ping pong table. So
You don't?
No,
Okay.
we do not.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of that stuff, like I said, we're rarely there. So we focus on things that like truly can change the employee's life.
Yeah.
Like what enriches it, what makes it a different journey. And we have such a tight knit group of people, and that's what I love. And we accept each other for our, like you said, your weaknesses, your strengths, and everything in between. And so, it's, again, we have some amazing people, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I love every day is a new journey with them.